Wake up, wake up, wake up. I am your host, Chantel, better known as Miss Recycle, and you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show, y'all. Infinity TV. Let's go. I've been going through my archives, and I noticed that they've been erasing a lot of my stuff, okay? And one of the things that they erased was a video that I made about parasites. So, y'all already know. I'm going to let the Ascension Glossary read it to you because the fact checkers ain't going to be fact checking me. Fact check Ascension Glossary. Y'all ready? Listen, it's called WBC Parasitized. Okay? Listen.
WBC Parasitized. Published by Ascension Glossary.
Listen.
Some parasites can be bloodborne. This means that the parasites are found in the blood. A number of known human parasites include malaria, toxoplasmosis, and leishmaniasis, but there are many other unidentified physical parasites and etheric parasites that can affect the body. Some parasites spend most of their life cycle in the blood, for example Babesia and Plasmodium. Energetic parasites are a result of energy blockages in areas of the etheric double or Ka battery body. Eventually, if energetic blockages are not cleared, the result is energetic parasites which manifest into physical representation of infection and infestation.
Listen, y'all. Did y'all hear that? Okay. Malaria. Toxoplasmosis. So that means it's in your plasma. Okay? Toxicity of the plasma. They all up in our freaking bloodstream. And they travel to our brain. And it causes stroke. Okay? I can't make this stuff up. Listen. This one is strictly parasites. I want y'all to pay attention, okay? Because they get into our intestinal tract, right? They even come out of your urine, okay? And there are ways to get rid of these things, but they don't want us to know that. And then these things are like the causes of our illnesses, and they don't want us to know that either. So I need y'all to pay attention. Listen.
Parasite. Published by Ascension Glossary. Parasitism is a non-mutual symbiotic relationship between species, where one species, the parasite, benefits at the expense of the other, the host. Parasite can be visible organisms or macroparasites, typically protozoa and helminths. Unlike predators, parasites do not kill their host, are generally much smaller than their host, and will often live in or on their host for an extended period.
Tapeworm.
They survive through consumptive modeling. Energetic parasites are a result of energy blockages in areas of the etheric double or Ka battery body.
Listen.
Eventually, if energetic blockages are not cleared, the result is energetic parasites which manifest into physical representation of infection and infestation. All outward disease patterns in the physical body are at the core causation level a malfunction of energy flow in its blueprint or an injurious blockage to the areas of impact. This can happen physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. When one's emotional body and loving heart is left unhealed, the higher energy centers shut down, blocking life force circulation, and we become a slave to our lower instinctual bodies. Operating the body from lower instincts means that we are governed by the external world and our false archetypal ego perceptions.
They prey on broken hearts.
From this state of being, the main controlling center governing the body is the second chakra, which over time becomes infested with energetic parasites that lead to addiction habits.
Listen.
If the emotional body and heart, soul, is left unhealed, further imbalances of distortions will result, such as phobias, OCD, psychopathy, sexual perversions, and addiction to the material world, objects, and other people. This is because of the energetic vampirism required to soothe the inner anxiety and the energy required to continually manifest the person's reality bubble. People addicted to the external will go to great lengths to enforce their version of reality through controlling behaviors.
Wow.
Without the healed heart and sensitive emotional body, people become cruel and disconnected, which leads to spiritual possessions. Generally, this state overwhelms the psyche with powerlessness, which attracts even more types of parasites. These parasites are sourced from a cornucopia of etheric, energetic, alien, and physical phenomena.
Cornucopia.
When the female principle is blocked, which is when the heart, emotions, and spiritual qualities are ignored, the body's energies atrophy and decay. The eyes will appear lifeless, soulless. This decay manifests as yeast, candida, fungus, mold, and related microorganism imbalances.
Wow.
Once yeast is rooted in the digestive systems, parasites and worms take hold through the digestive organs and may pass through into the bloodstream. Once an infection has infiltrated the blood and gone systemic, serious disease patterns will generally be diagnosed and given clinical names.
That's why we shouldn't eat yeast.
If one has identified systemic candida yeast problems, healing of the female principle, female ancestors, and one's emotional relationship to all female-related belief systems is highly suggested. Mother, sister, aunt, daughter, wife, friend, self. If one has identified parasites, healing of the spiritual light body, shielding, and developing core strength and acceptance of the inner spirit mission through the loving heart is highly suggested. The microcosm impacts the macrocosm, and the more humanity abuses the earth body and her natural kingdoms, the more microorganism imbalances and parasites are created.
The more you abuse
energetic
our bodies.
imbalances with nature create energetic parasites which manifest as disease, physical microorganisms, virus, pathogens, and other mutations.
Listen.
Natural disasters such as volcanic eruption, earthquakes, weather cataclysm, when they are not being technologically manipulated by human, military, or alien sources, are also causal related to the state of energetic balance.
Wow.
There are unnatural disasters such as famine, poverty, tyranny, prostitution, and rape of natural resources, careless misuse of fatal substances, Fukushima disaster, which are directly man-made and also intensely impact the overall collective balance. All of these factors can eventually annihilate a species if they are not corrected.
Wow.
There are a number of different types of parasite. Parasites that live on the surface of the host are called ectoparasites, e.g. some mites.
Ectoparasites.
Those that live inside the host are called endoparasites, including all parasitic worms.
Live inside.
Endoparasites can exist in one of two forms: intercellular parasites, inhabiting spaces in the host's body, or intracellular parasites, inhabiting cells in the host's body.
Listen.
Intracellular parasites, such as protozoa, bacteria, or viruses, tend to rely on a third organism, which is generally known as the carrier or vector. 9. The vector does the job of transmitting them to the host. Those parasites living in an intermediate position, being half ectoparasites and half endoparasites, are sometimes called mesoparasite.
Did y'all hear that? Listen, the one thing that messed me up, oh gosh, when they said natural disasters such as volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, weather cataclysms, when they are not being technologically manipulated by human, military, or alien sources, are also are also causal related to the state of energetic balance. So our state of mind, our imbalance, can cause earthquakes. It can cause volcanic eruptions. Come on, y'all. This is crazy. And they know this. They know this. This is why they want to keep us in such a heartbroken and depressed state. This is why they want to keep us in such a heartbroken and depressed state, because they can use our energy to cause disasters. Think about that. Think about that. On top of the illnesses that they can cause. Come on. Intercellular parasites such as protozoa, bacteria, or viruses tend to rely on a third organism, which is generally known as the carrier or vector. The vector does the job of transmitting them to the host. We are the host that they're living off of, okay? Wow, y'all, wow. Oh, man, I just had to bring this to y'all because, like I said, they keep erasing my videos, okay, against community standards Why? Why is it against community standards? Okay. Now, a lot of the videos that they erased were videos that I was actually reading off. But this one right here, no. This was a video that I was allowing, I think it was Ascension Glossary or Google, okay? But it had a doctor's name in the video who actually helps cure parasites, okay? So what I'm going to do is put that doctor's name in the comments, okay? But there's also natural ways that we can cure parasites, okay? And I remember there's a remedy that my grandfather used to always give us, all right? Now, if you guys want that remedy, I'm willing to give it to you for just a small smidget amount, okay? Because at this time, I am doing a fundraiser to open up a domestic violence shelter. At this point in time, I am helping women get shelter because, as you know, the resources for domestic violence is depleted, all right? They have actually taken a lot of the resources away. A lot of the shelters don't even have room for these women. When I call and try to get a bed for them and their children, they say they have no rooms available, no beds available. They don't even offer hotel rooms anymore because of lack of funding. Okay? So what I am doing is I'm raising funds to open up a domestic violence shelter. But in the process of that, for the women who cannot get shelter, I'm helping them get shelter. Go to some form of shelter, whether it be a hotel room or other resources that I have, okay? So if you guys would like to donate, you can donate to Cash App, Missy, M-I-S-S-I-E, Recycle, R-E-C-Y-C-L-E, 77 at gmail.com. Excuse me, that's my email. But that's also my Cash App, okay? So that's Cash App, Missy, M-I-S-S-I-E, Recycle, R-E-C-E. I don't know why the fuck I can't spell today. R-E-C-Y-C-L-E 77. Okay? It's my Cash App. The devil is a liar. Don't want me to get this information out, but we're going to help these women and these children to get away from these devious perpetrators, okay, who abuse them, who use them, who try to manipulate them, all right, and scare them into not going anywhere. Half of these women, they're just using for their funds, using for a place to stay, okay? So we have women who have to actually leave their home that they have established with them and their children just to get away from this man. A lot of times, they leave the man behind in the house, knowing eventually that they'll get evicted, or, you know, they turn the lights or the gas or whatever off and he'll flee eventually. But this is their only way of getting to freedom, safety, and maintaining their sanity, all right? So if you guys would like to donate, I will greatly, greatly appreciate that. But back to the topic of the parasites, I do have a remedy for parasites. And I am asking that if you want this remedy, I'm willing to give it to you for $8.88. Okay? $8.88. I will give you the remedy, my grandfather's natural remedy that he used on us, that I still use to this day, to get rid of parasites. And it really, really works, guys. And it's not that expensive, and it's not that much that you need. Okay? Now, you know, normally I give these things out, I give everything out for free. But at this point in time, I can't do that anymore, okay? I have to charge some type of fee because, like I said, I'm trying to raise money to help these women get to safety. And this is the only way that I know how. Either you can donate or you can buy some of my products, all right? And actually, I don't have the product for this one, but I do have the ingredients. I do have the recipe. So for $8.88, I will be willing to give you this recipe so that you can cleanse your system of these parasites, okay? If not, you know, you can Google it. There's other things that you can do. You can go online. Like I said, I'm going to give you the information about this doctor who also charges for his remedy, okay? for you to be able to clean your system, because we have to get rid of these parasites. It's very, very important that we do that, because as they said, they attach on to broken-hearted people. Unhealed hearts, unhealed souls, unhealed individuals. Okay? Listen. Whoo! That is a transmitter for these parasites to enter our body. Now, you guys have to know this. I'm also starting a session where I am teaching natural beauty. All right? So all of this information will be posted on my page. And, you know, yeah, we can go from there. And just for a small fee of $8.88, if you would like to donate $8.88, that will be awesome. Cash at me at Missy, M-I-S-S-I-E, Recycle, R-E-C-Y-C-L-E 77. And you can help me help someone else, okay? Thank you so very much. And I wish y'all just, you know, pay attention. If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, Google it. Research it. Go to the library. Ask an herbologist, okay, about these things that I'm talking about, because this is real. This stuff is real. I cannot make this up if I wanted to. I can't make this up. And they're erasing my videos for a reason, because they don't want you guys to have this information. They don't want you to know how to cure yourself. They don't want you to know where your diseases is coming from, okay? Like I said, I also found another one where these things are causing strokes, okay? They cause strokes, okay? Y'all want to hear that one? Hold on. Here you go. It causes strokes. Okay, these parasites cause strokes. So just hold on. Listen, got another one for you. Listen.
Cerebral vasculitis associated with schistosoma minsoni infection.
Schistosoma
Published by
minsoni
PMC,
infection.
NIH. Abstract. Background. Cerebral involvement in schistosomiasis is not rare, but it is underdiagnosed because of the lack of clinical suspicion and the frequency of asymptomatic forms.
It's not rare.
Neurologic complications are generally supported by granuloma formation around ectopic eggs which have migrated to the brain.
Listen.
Moreover, vascular lesions and cerebral arteritis have been well documented in histopathological studies. Nevertheless, cerebral vasculitis in later stages of the schistosoma minsoni infection have not yet been described in living subjects.
Ectopic eggs that migrate to the brain.
A 28-year-old French woman had a stroke linked with cerebral vasculitis 6 months after returning from Burkina Faso.
28-year-old woman
At the same
had
time,
a stroke.
AS minsoni disseminated infection was diagnosed. She suffered from a new stroke after undertaking praziquantel therapy, which lead us to associate the S. minsoni infection and cerebral vasculitis. Conclusion. This is the first report of such association, since cerebral vasculitis has never been described in later stages of the S. minsoni infection. Although the causal link between the two pathologies could not be proved, we suggest that S. minsoni is able to cause severe vascular damage in cerebral vessels. Schistosomiasis must be investigated in the event of a brain infarct in young people, particularly in patients originating or returning from an endemic area.
Schistosomiasis.
Keywords: stroke, cerebral vasculitis, schistosoma minsoni, corticosteroid, praziquantel. Background.
Corticosteroid.
Schistosomiasis is a parasitic disease which remains a public health problem in sub-Saharan Africa and South America. More than 200 million people are affected by it, and the disease continues to spread. 1. Schistosoma minsoni infection needs percutaneous penetration of cercaria, the non-adult stage of the parasite. After a short period of bloodstream circulation, the parasites mature into mating pairs of male and female worms which preferentially inhabit the inferior mesenteric veins. Then, adult parasites are able to excrete the eggs. Diagnosis could be done recovering schistosoma eggs from feces or urine in the adult stage, but not during the invasive phase. For the latter, only a serologic test can prove the infection. In Europe, the disease is increasingly encountered because of the increase in international travel and population migration. Cerebral involvement in schistosomiasis is not rare, but it is underdiagnosed because of the lack of clinical suspicion in the frequency of asymptomatic forms.
The lack of clinical suspicion.
Neurologic complications generally occur in the later stages of schistosomiasis and are supported by granuloma formation around ectopic eggs which have migrated to the brain.
Listen.
The host's inflammatory reaction probably plays an important role in explaining the great clinical variation of neurologic forms. Deposition